is RTV6 News at 7, working for you.
Good evening and thank you for joining us on the News at 7. I'm Rafael Sanchez. Storm Team 6 Chief Meteorologist Kevin Gregory is tracking a cool down coming into our area. But that's not all that he's doing this evening. Kevin joins us live from Easley Winery, preparing to make a big announcement. Kevin, you are flocked by some lovely ladies and some good weather.
I can get some stuff on there. My dream is to be on Broadway.
I am in a great spot. As you mentioned, we're at Easley's Winery, and all of these ladies, and there are gentlemen around too, just not around me right now. We're here for a date release party for Dinner in LeBlanc. We'll tell you more about that and release the big date in a second. We've released the air from Canada. Is that okay?
Yes.
We're comfortably cool. It keeps your wine cool. Let's put it that way. As temperatures right now have been around 60 degrees. We should be at 81 this time of year, and we'll be in the 40s tomorrow morning. 3 degrees away from a record low. Okay, we had a shower roll through here. People were openly mad at me. The mood has changed. Everybody is happy now and smiling. The showers to the south and east toward Greensburg and Columbus. Through the evening hours, temperatures will cool into the middle 50s by 11 o'clock tonight. Then we'll make our run at the record tomorrow morning. Okay, it's a big event. Some 1,500 people will be there later this summer, early this fall. We don't know the date yet, but if you want to know more about Dinner in LeBlanc in white, all in white, it's a classy event. Stick with us. We'll be back with more in just a bit. Rafael?
Kevin, thank you so much. And ladies, have a good evening. Federal assistance is available if you were impacted by the storms and the tornadoes that swept through central Indiana on Memorial Day. You can apply for low-interest disaster loans to help with clean up and to make some repairs. The U.S. Small Business Administration making the loans available for the people in the following counties. We're talking about Madison, Delaware, Grant, Hancock, Tipton, and Henry counties. For more information on the help available and how to apply, go to the RTV6 app and click on this story. 2 federal lawsuits have now been filed following that explosive video showing the abuse of animals at one of the biggest agritourism operations right here in Indiana. The lawsuits are targeting Fairlife Milk, which used milk from Indiana's Fair Oaks Farms until last week. And that's when an animal rights group, as you may recall, first released video showing Fair Oaks workers abusing calves at the farm. The lawsuits were filed in Chicago, where Fairlife is headquartered. They accused the company of fraud for claiming their cows received extraordinary care. The lawsuits also named Fair Oaks owner Mike and Sue McCloskey, who were the co-founders of Fairlife. Now to a warning after a rash of crimes in Morgan County. Thieves are targeting cars at Pioneer Park in Mooresville. Photographer Jessica Henry is one of the victims. She went to the park Tuesday to take pictures of a family on the covered bridge. When she returned to her van, the window was busted out and valuable information was taken. There have been as many as 4 break-ins in recent days.
I want people to be aware because this place is packed all the time. I mean, you can see there's soccer fields over here. There's soccer fields back in the back. The day we were here, there were several daycares here, like on field trips down playing in the creek. People don't think like this is a bad place. You need to lock it up. But, I mean, there's bad people everywhere.
So here's what's next. The park is installing a new surveillance system, but it was not operating on Tuesday. Signs are posted in the park telling visitors not to leave valuables in their vehicles. Yet another Scotty's Brewhouse is closing. Today, the Scotty's location in Brownsburg announced it was shutting down immediately. The Brownsburg location is the 9th Scotty's to shut down over the last year. A statement from the company says the independent owner of the Brownsburg restaurant made the abrupt decision to close. The company says it will work to find other jobs for employees impacted by that closing. A year after an independent group called for changes at the Department of Child Services, those in charge of the agency say those changes are now happening. Today, Governor Eric Holcomb and DCS Director Terry Stigdon attended a ceremonial bill signing at the State House. The new laws aim to improve the process for foster parents and children. Stigdon says DCS is now 99% in compliance with the caseload standard, up from 77% a year ago. He also says the culture at DCS has improved over the past year.
Great indicator of the culture is turnover. And managers that not only want to stay, but they're doing the job that they signed up for because their caseloads are manageable. So they can spend time with families and help those families get to where they can be sustainable and healthy, and then we can get out of the way.
Today's signing was only ceremonial. The actual DCS bill was signed by the governor shortly after the legislative session ended last month. Another neighborhood is turning to RTV6 frustrated with the potholes that just won't seem to go away. But unlike other homeowners, people who live in Greenlee Acres cannot report their potholes to the city of Indianapolis. The subdivision is near South Keystone and East Hannah on the south side of the city. And neighbors say they try reporting those potholes but hit a big roadblock every time.
They keep saying this is not their responsibility. Every one of these residents have called the Mayor's Action Center, but they can't even log the complaint because their system doesn't allow them to log the complaint.
Several times I was told, we don't live on a city street. Well, if I don't live on a city street, why do I pay city taxes? And why do they pick up our trash?
So we got to work looking for answers for all of those homeowners, and here's what we found out today. When trying to report the potholes using the Request Indy app, an error says the street is private and to contact the complex management, associate, or developer to request service. But get this, there is no homeowners association anymore, and there has not been one in that area for years. After we took that information to city officials, they said crews would fix the potholes, but then a few hours later, they said, legally, they cannot. And that's because state law does not allow them to use road funding dollars on private property. RTV6 will continue to try to find a resolution for those residents there on the city's south side. A high-ranking member of IMPD is leaving the department. Deputy Chief Chris Bailey will take over as chief of the Asheville, North Carolina Police Department. That's going to happen on July the 29th. Bailey is known for being outspoken against violence, often talking to reporters at crime scenes. He's also a major advocate of community policing. He has been with Metro Police for 20 years. An event aimed at helping build relationships between police and the community is wrapping up right now on the city's southwest side. The Southwest Side District is hosting its Community Day on King Avenue near Michigan Street. Families enjoyed food, entertainment, giveaways, and more. Kiana Johnson attends the event every year.
I think it's a great way for the police and the community to, kind of come together because you hear so many negative things about the police. So I think this is a good way for people to get engaged with the police and to see them in a different side.
Each IMPD district hosts its own Community Day event throughout the year. Construction crews will be doing more work along I-65 this weekend, so get ready because that means parts of the interstate will again be closed. Here's a look at the area this construction will be impacting, and this closure is different than the ones we have seen over the past month. Instead of just a weekend closure, this one will shut down parts of I-65 for a little over 2 weeks. Starting tomorrow, I-65 northbound will close for about a week from 465 up to 865 on the city's northwest side. You can see exactly there on the map. Crews will be repaving those northbound lanes starting at 9 o'clock tomorrow night. Now, the closure is expected to last until July the 1st. And after that, the southbound lanes will close for construction. INDOT says you can follow detours on both 465 and 865 to get around this roadwork. Use a lot of patience. Beech Grove is getting $1 million in federal money to make a traffic change. That funding will help pay to add a roundabout at the southeast corner of Churchman and Perkins Avenues. The money is from the Metropolitan Planning Organization, which plans and programs federal transportation funds right here in central Indiana. Running out of room, and people are still coming. The plan to meet the demands of popular programs focused on the sciences.
And showers are isolated for us this evening, and they're moving pretty quick into the Greensburg area right now, but we are tracking some changes for the weekend, and that includes more rain chances. You're watching RTV6 News at 7.
At IndianaBlackExpo.com for more information.
This is RTV6 News at 7, working for you.
There's more construction coming to Butler University. This one will give the boost to students studying the sciences. Today, Butler announced a $100 million upgrade and expansion to its science facilities. It's the university's largest single investment in school history. The project will create 96,000 square feet of space for a science complex featuring high-tech classrooms, modern research labs, and collaborative working spaces. Butler says its science program has outgrown its current space as enrollment has increased 70% over the past decade. Some fresh strawberry shortcake was worth the wait, as you can see, for thousands of Hoosiers today. Always a great event. The 54th annual Strawberry Festival served up lots of tasty treats on Monument Circle. The shortcakes and all the fixings put together by the folks there at Christ Church Cathedral, with almost all the proceeds going to the charity. It was a little chillier outside than some strawberry festivals, but that did not stop people from coming downtown, yep, to grab a quick bite of some good old food.
It's always just fun coming down to the circle, and besides, come on, strawberries.
Oh, we love it. Love it. Come every year.
Yeah, it's wonderful. You can tell.
We love it. This is our breakfast. Yeah, we're early this time.
And it's local. It's fruit, right? It's all good. The congregation of Christ Church will divide the proceeds among several nonprofit groups across central Indiana. Always a great event. Before we get to your Storm Team 6 forecast tonight, it's a big announcement from one of the big area's biggest events. Chief Meteorologist Kevin Gregory is live downtown at Easley Winery, and he gave us kind of a tease a little bit earlier in the newscast. No, Kevin is not indulging this evening, but Kevin, this event is about indulging, and you're about to give us the big announcement. So, Kevin, take it away.
I give you the 1-minute warning until we have the date release for La Dîner en Blanc. That's the way I pronounce it. Jessica, how do you pronounce it?
Le Dîner en Blanc.
There you go. There you go. Now, before we find out exactly what the date is and how it all works, I just want, Barbara Boyd is right here. Can you step up for 1 second? Can we have a round of applause for a friend of the city? Yeah. Just wave and say hi. All right. She was at last year's event. It was at the Motor Speedway. If somebody's not familiar with this, tell them what it's all about.
Well, Le Dîner en Blanc is a French pop-up picnic. It started 31 years ago in Paris, France. So 31 years ago, one gentleman started this, and now it's in over 150 cities around the world.
You talk about a picture moment.
Yeah.
That was a beautiful scene. Gorgeous. At the track last year.
Yes,
So you're going to release the date, but talk about how the location is a secret until the last moment.
So we will take 1,500 people on motor coaches from around the city, and we will not tell them where they're going, but they'll be all dressed in white. They'll have their picnic baskets, and we will pull into the place, and they'll go. So it'll be great.
All right, there's a 30% chance I won't tell anyone if you tell me where it's going to be.
It's going to be somewhere in the Beltway.
I thought I tricked you. I thought I tricked her for a second.
It'll be in Indiana.
Okay, everybody, here's the big reveal. Let's go. We know it's in September. Yeah. We just don't know where yet. And I do know this. The forecast looks great. Raphael, back to you. The forecast looks great. It should be perfect.
And Kevin, we may have some weather that's pretty similar to what we've had out there today by the time we get into the middle of September. Hopefully we can do without the rain, though. We've got a few of these isolated showers, one that's moving through Greensburg. You've got Hope in northern Bartholomew County. You also have a little bit of rain, but it is not going to last here very long. That's pretty much all for the showers. And also that wind that's been so gusty today, that is finally starting to taper off a bit. Still a 31-mile-per-hour gust for you in Muncie, but as the sun sets, the wind's relaxing a little bit. Looking beautiful over downtown Indianapolis as we're finally getting in on a little bit of sunshine here. 62 in downtown. We should be in the lower 80s. Nowhere near that today. Bloomington at 68. And tonight, yeah, it is going to get even cooler. We're dropping back into the 40s. 48 is the forecasted low for Indianapolis. That's only 3 degrees off from the record set in 1955. So as you get ready for tomorrow morning, may want to have that jacket. Might need to turn on the heat in the car for a little bit. 46 for you in Rockville. We'll find those temperatures into the middle 40s at 46 for you in Noblesville as well. The good thing is we're going to warm up pretty quick on Friday as we have quite a bit of sunshine to get us started in the forecast here. Those temperatures will surge into the 70s. Still going to be a breezy day. It's not going to be as windy, though. And enjoy the dry weather on Friday because after that, we are back into this daily chance for showers and some thunderstorms. And yeah, that does mean that the weekend ahead comes with some rain chances. We'll have rounds of rain that we're going to have to plan around, especially, Father's Day. It's coming up here on Sunday. And make sure you maybe want to have some indoor plans just as a backup here as we go through Sunday. Our rain chance again about 70 to even 80%. 7-day planning forecast for you. We put it all together. We're going to continue with rain likely on Monday. At least the temperatures are getting a little bit better here, a little more June-like, as we'll have highs upper 70s to lower 80s. But yes, that chance for rain is going to last into the middle of next week. So for Father's Day, I know the Sanchez kids are listening up, making those plans.
I hope they have a gift or something. But listen, on September the 14th of this year, you and I are going to go and have fun with Kevin.
We got to get our white suits ready. I know you got one.
I have one. I'm ready to go. Coming up in Hiring Hoosiers, the effort to get the best count and why the government is counting on people seeking to make some extra cash. Plus, our career coach on why practice is key to becoming successful. Next on the News at 7.
Only get yours at Zaxby's.
Hiring Hoosiers, it's all about connecting you to jobs. And new at 7, today President Trump announced new measures to give second chances to people in the workforce. The goal is to help provide job opportunities to people after they serve time in prison.
America wins when citizens with a criminal record can contribute to their communities as law-abiding members of our society. When former inmates come home, the single most important action we can take is to help them find a really, really good job where they love the job, they want to go there, and they're making a lot of money, right?
So let's talk details. As part of the effort, the Department of Justice and the Bureau of Prisons is launching a new Ready to Work initiative to connect employers directly with former prisoners. The Department of Labor is awarding more than $2 million to states to support bonds that will underwrite companies that hire workers with criminal backgrounds. And the Department of Education is expanding an initiative that allows people in prison to receive Pell Grants to better prepare themselves for the workforce. If you're looking for some temporary work, some extra cash, the Census Bureau is hiring. The federal government has multiple positions to fill throughout Indiana, including census takers, clerks, and recruiting assistants. People who know Spanish are also needed, and you must be at least 18 years old once your job begins, though you can apply before you turn 18. You can find so much more information online right now on your screen. You can see there. We also have all of that on our website, hiringhoosiers.com. So every Thursday, our Hiring Hoosiers career coaches, they seek to empower those looking for work or preparing to launch that career. Today, we look at how college students can achieve success by practicing.
How do successful students make successful employees? In the theater, we have a saying, if you can show it in the rehearsal, then you can do it on the stage. Life works the same way. If you can display skills in the classroom, you'll be able to carry out those skills on the job. The classroom is your practice field. The teachers and life coaches are here to not only teach you skills, but to help you put them into action and prepare for the next step, finding a career that fits your life. Discover your own personal qualities that you can use in the classroom and on the job. Set personal goals to do well, and you will. This starts in the classroom with attendance, punctuality, taking good notes, time management, teamwork, and developing good habits. Take good notes or keep a journal. This will help you apply what you've learned. The most successful students keep working after they leave the classroom.
We want to thank our career coach of the week, Susie Moore-Fenton with Central 9 in Johnson County. You can find that story and all of her tips, along with many others, on our website, hiringhoosiers.com. And tomorrow on Hiring Hoosiers, giving dads a lift up and not a handout. How one organization has helped thousands of Indianapolis fathers find meaningful and long-term employment through a 3-week course and some real-world exposure. We take you inside the Fathers and Family Center tomorrow on Good Morning, Indiana. Still ahead, a good friend needs some help right now. He already has been through a lot, and now he needs a place to call home, but only for a short time. As we take a live look outside the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, we are racing towards Friday and the weekend. Kyle's forecast is coming up next, right here on RTV6. 10 a.m. Saturday, only at Ashley Home Store. The dog, which made a heroic recovery, might need your help tonight. You may remember the stories about Justice. Justice is a dog that has faced a long recovery from severe burns and other abuse. And now the shelter caring for Justice is looking for an emergency foster to take care of him as soon as possible. Justice's current foster mom has another pit bull, and the two had a squabble last night. Now no harm was done, but the shelter wants to find Justice a temporary foster without another animal so he can continue to recover. So if you can help, let us know and we'll connect you.
Yeah, and it's going to be chilly if you're heading out there tomorrow morning for a walk with the dog. We'll have temperatures starting in the 40s, 70s, though, by the afternoon.
Did you say 40s?
40s tomorrow.
Thanks for making RTV6 your choice for news. Our next newscast, Mark and Amanda. After the Game 6 of the NBA Finals, have a good evening.